Alright, good evening everybody. Hopefully everyone can hear me clearly tonight. If not, please let me know. Welcome back. It's been a while since we've been here. I'm having audio issues in the background, so hopefully we can hear everyone. But welcome. This is the 2022 Alwin British Touring Car Championship. Round 6, with a 1 month break between the previous round and this round thanks to Eskom's load shedding. So it is the 9th of October for round 6 of our 8-round championship, coming to you live from Circuit TT, or Circuit Assen TT in Assen, Netherlands. It's a fantastic circuit, this, fast and flowing. This is our 15-minute qualifying that we're heading into now. I am your commentator, Dennis Mitchell. We will be joined shortly by Sean Woodgate. He's just running behind tonight. He had a stop to make. So Sean will be joining us again. And just to let you all know that this, of course, is round 6 of our 8-round championship. The following round will be from Croft, and then we'll end with Brands Hatch, the full Brands Hatch, not the Indy circuit, so it'll be the Grand Prix circuit. Unfortunately, thanks to the load shedding, I haven't had a chance to get the updated for the championship points, so we have only kind of got to round 4's points here, not round 5's points. So apologies for that. That's just be a reference. I'll have that sorted for the next round. Now we can start getting back into the swing of things. Alright, so let's try and get everything up and running here. Alright, so currently we are watching Brandon Roberts, who was one of the top guys in the previous practice session. I know he's done lots and lots of laps. Team ECGT have been putting their effort in for this round, and they're pretty much all showing the pace. So pretty good to see. Nice to have Brandon near the top. We had Timo Smith topping the times. I believe Brandon was 3rd, and in 2nd place was Jean-Andre de Toy. So Brandon currently setting the fastest first sector, although there's not many cars on track at the moment. So tonight also another thing we are trying, well, several new things we'll be trying. We are back hopefully with a bang, so I will be doing manual camera control. We're no longer using a automated camera control, so we won't have that silly replay camera constantly popping up. Unfortunately, this means I need to manually focus on the times a bit more. And then we also have a new picture-in-picture option that we will be showing just now. So while we are watching Brandon on his lap, I am going to just quickly have a look in the background of something to see if I'm ready to show it to you. And I believe it is not quite right. I need to just go and change a setting, and then we can show you something. So I will show you in a moment one of our new tricks that we have up our sleeve to try and make it a bit more interactive for the drivers and for everyone else involved. So as an example, we have, let me go to this. We have this view now of Rian van der Westhuizen. He's driving. We can see his driver's point of view. He of course is driving in VR, so we can see exactly where he is looking. So at the moment, so turn the audio on for that. At the moment we can see everything from his perspective. The bonnet cam, so we know exactly where the car is, and we can see exactly where he's looking. So we know a bit more about the driver and a bit more about the input he's going to put into the car around the track. So that's something new that we were doing.
Green flag in sector 1.
While we're doing that, perhaps we can go and have a look at one of our other drivers, who we will also be looking at. So let's see.
Yellow flag, sector 2. Sector 2 is now green. Sector 1, yellow flag. 10 minutes remaining, 10 minutes. Sector 1 is 1.6 seconds off the pace.
This is the driver I'm looking for, but he is currently in the pits. Looks like he's just disconnected.
On your right, no right.
He's going to show you that. I will have to now show you another driver, which would then be Stan Bezuidenhout. So here we have Stan Bezuidenhout on a fast flying lap at the moment. Unfortunately, the feed that we get from the drivers is also dependent on their internet connection, but puts a lot of strain on their connection. So we might have some of the drivers struggling to give us good quality feeds because it is going to put a big strain on their connection, like I said. So I'm going to see if I can, while we're watching Stan on his lap at the moment, let's see if I can give you a point of view of Stan. Now he's got Flynn coming up behind him. So there we have, unfortunately this camera is lagging slightly. That is Stan Bezuidenhout, who's now converted to VR, so he was driving Thruxton Lions VR, so we can see Stan input he's putting in. Unfortunately there's a bit of pixelation, so his connection is taking a bit of strain. Perhaps we can go to one of our faster drivers at the moment, who currently is in third place. That would be...
There's traffic behind, take care.
They're right.
Flag.
Timo Smit. So Timo Smit currently in third place. He was our fastest runner in the practice session prior to this. Alright, so one of our drivers who was away, who is now back, is Julian. He is back, but unfortunately he is in the pits at the moment. So we will jump to him shortly and just try and get a bit of a interview going while he's driving, while we can see him on screen and try something totally new. So 7 minutes to go. Currently we have Jean de Toy in pole position from Brandon Robert and Timo Smit. So will Timo improve? Let's find out. He's now on a flying lap. P1 and P2 are currently in the pits, as well as P4. In P5 we have Yandre Dippenaar. As we see Timo unfortunately pulling in. Let's have a look at Richard then. Richard coming across the line now. I see some of the feeds not working at the moment, so I'm not sure what's happening, but some of our feeds are just not working as they should. As you see Richard now doing his lap. So several drivers currently on personal bests. So Richard starting a lap. We have Ren van der Westhuizen now. We have to do that, blocking the front right slightly, running off the track. The track limits here are extremely hard. So that unfortunately is that lap ruined for him. Let's see how Flynn is doing. Perhaps Flynn will be doing better. So that's Sean Johnson in front of him, staying wide, giving him lots of space there. So nice to see. Definitely not the easiest of tracks, but a fun track to drive. Well, I like it. I know some of the drivers have complained that say they're looking forward to getting it over and done with, but I think it's a great track. Right, so I'm going to jump to Julian while we're watching. Flynn has just set his personal best. Let's head to Julian. He has Vessel right behind him. So while we're with Julian, we can perhaps... Now, unfortunately, I'm not getting the one feed. I'm not sure what's happened to it. But we are going to transition to this view anyway. Quite transition the way I was meant to transition it, but... Right, so now I'm going to...
Sector 2 is of the post.
And I'm I'm going to bring Julian into the chat with us. And I'm going to say good evening to Julian. Julian, you're live on air. You're live on camera and live on air.
How's it, Dennis? How's it, guys? Sorry, I cut the second feed. I'm up JMJ. It was taking too bad a knock. Oh, what's going on here?
Alright, that explains it.
Yeah. And I think I might have just knocked Stan, but I didn't even feel it. Oh, wow.
It looked like you might have had a bit of lag or something there because your car jumped slightly. But it seems to have stabilized.
1.5.
Yeah.
So we're trying
Otherwise,
this feed
how's
tonight.
everything looking? Yeah.
It's looking good. Unfortunately, we've lost your one feed, but apart from that, it's looking good. Nice
It
to
looks
see,
like
you and nice to hear you on the stream live.
Sector 1 is now green.
We have to not putting too much pressure on you while you're doing your flying.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's not even a flying lap, really. I'm just, I'm like almost not even going to qualify for this race because I had to change everything around. And now this lap's not valid, so the next one will be. That should be my flyer.
Yeah, it looks like the camera is lagging slightly. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe just a technical glitch trying the new systems out. Maybe putting a bit too much strain on everything.
Yeah.
Your feed is nice and clear though, so that looks good. We can see your polka dot socks, spotted socks. Doing some good footwork there.
Lovely. And then I was thinking you could actually replace the other screen with your normal two views. If you just, I don't know if that's even possible.
Yeah, not while I'm going. It's a bit difficult. Yeah, before I put it, but yeah, I'll put them on the fly.
Studio mode, bro. And then I see these boys are running 144s already. Wow.
Yes,
who's that? Brandon?
That is Jean de Toy currently, and Brandon is in P2. He's slightly off at the moment, but he's also capable of the 44.
I haven't even sniffed one. Well, I've done a 146, but I haven't sniffed the 145 yet.
Well, I'm going to then jump to Yandre Dippenaar, so I'm going to...
Cool. We'll see you in a bit. Wish us luck for the race.
Thank you for that, and good luck.
Cool. Enjoy it. Enjoy the stream. Enjoy the racing.
Well, that didn't quite go to plan. I was hoping to jump to Yandre Dippenaar, but unfortunately he's in the pits. And there's just under 2 minutes to go, so he's not likely to come out of the pits. So he might, but I don't think so. He's not likely to get a complete flying lap in. It'll be a bit touch and go at the moment. So we have several drivers in the pits at the moment, including Jean de Toy, our pole sitter. So we're currently with Brandon Roberts. He is on an out lap. We're going to see if he's able to improve. There are several drivers on track, but at the moment no one is lighting up the times, although we have Julian setting personal best, but that's because he hasn't yet done a time. So while everyone else is on a lap, we can jump to Julian and just see what's happening. Unfortunately, Julian has lost it there and getting clipped by one of the drivers coming through on a faster lap. Let's have a look at one of the other ECGT drivers then. Let's go to Hilton Nickerson. Currently in 10th place. So 20 drivers tonight. So a good return. Some of our drivers unfortunately aren't here tonight, but yeah, 20 drivers, not too bad for a return after a month of absence. So Hilton taking 10th place. Looks like he's going to be calling it quits. So he's probably out of fuel. So then let's have a look at one of our other drivers. Let's have a look at Sean Johnson for now. Haven't checked the YouTube channel yet, but usually Gary Johnson is in the chat. So if Gary is there, hello Gary. Here's Sean, your brother, having a good drift there by the looks of things. Good to see Sean back on track. Let's see what sort of time Sean can put up. So that lap was an invalid lap by the looks of things. So starting a lap now. Let's see. Hopefully we don't put the cursors on him. Hopefully he gets a solid lap in. I'm just going to remove that because it's doing funny things. So at the moment we have the session is over. We still have Brandon Roberts on a lap. He has not done anything special in the first sector. Richard Silliers is personal best in sector 2. Let's see if he's going to improve it all. Right through the final sector, one of the best sectors of the track. Let's see, does he improve? It does not, unfortunately. And then one of our other drivers we have is Peter Murray. He's on track in the final sector as well. Right behind him we have one of the ECGT cars. Looks like Peter ran slightly deep there. Let's see if he's going to improve. And also does not improve, unfortunately. So Brandon is the only driver that was on track other than that, and he has now pitted. So that's it. We are going to jump to an ad break and we will be back shortly.
Anybody know how many laps we're gonna do?
I worked it out about
Right, welcome back everyone. And we are
11,
of course, are here
12.
now for
on a 150.
round
Round
6 of 8 for race 1 of our
Oh yes,
touring car,
yeah.
Old British
I
touring car
said
race
13
2022.
laps.
Yeah.
I'm getting very distracted
more or
and
less.
have chatting
More
in
or
my
less
ears, which is
13
quite
laps.
odd. Something not quite right here. So we are coming to you live from the Circuit
thank you,
TT
guys.
Assen
Sorry that I can't hear you.
in Assen,
This is just my way of
Holland.
saying
It's a
that.
4.5 kilometer
Yeah,
circuit,
on medium.
fast and winding, very very nice.
No offense. It's mostly the spool.
Of course, this is round 6 of a championship, which will be followed by Croft and then by Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit.
Very
Yeah,
soft
I need
sprouts butter.
Okay.
We'll have a look shortly at our grid.
Dennis, can you hear me?
Good evening. Yes, I can. Welcome, Sean.
Oh, looks like I just missed qualifying, but I'm in time for race 1.
Yes, drivers are on the grid. I'm about to talk you through the grid, so
Yo,
hopefully you've had a good
goodbye,
break. We've unfortunately not had the greatest of breaks because we've had no power for a month.
Cape Town's terrible. I was there.
Alright, so just going to go through the starting order now. Let's have a look at the starting order. So in pole position we have Jean-Ray de Toy for PZM Panel Beaters. In second place, Brandon Robert for Team ECGT. Third place, Timo Smith for Minions Racing. And in fourth place, Maureen de Toy for PZM Panel Beaters. Fifth place, Jean-Ray Duppenau for PZM Panel Beaters. Sixth place, Flynn Faraday for HKGK Racing. Thierry Murray in 7th place, Richard Sillers in 8th place, Andre Hildebrandt in 9th place, Hilton Nixon in 10th place, Vessel in 11th place, Doring Stunder in 12th place, Rian van der Westhuizen in 13th place, in 14th place the Deep Chameleon, Sean Johnson in 15th, Julian Bryants in 15th, 16th, in 17th Stan Bezadenote, in 18th Peter Blair, in 19th Morris Blake, and in 20th George Hall. Hopefully you can now see my screen, Sean.
I'm just clicking on it. Great stuff.
Alright, it looks like one of the drivers has dropped out. Not too sure which one it is, but we're missing a driver. Now we're down to 19. We were 20 a moment ago. So one of the things that's going to be different tonight, Sean, is, which I would have explained that you haven't heard yet, is that I'm not using auto camera tonight. So tonight I'll be trying to control the cameras manually. So hopefully that goes smooth enough.
Right, I see it's the
One
mowing
at a time,
brigade
so
up
just
front.
go with it.
Yeah.
The other thing that I have tonight is I have some of the drivers sharing their feeds, which unfortunately you won't see unless you're looking at the YouTube stream.
I'll get it a bit late.
Yes. So I'll try and make sure that it's delayed enough that you can actually see it. Perhaps while we're on this outlap I can show you one of them. Go to Press Station, we have his feed as well. Let's see if I can get to real. I believe this is Rian in his car. One view and the other, so we'll get back to that shortly, but that is the base of it, just to show you, Sean, as the drivers are now lining up for the race.
Right, I see them coming through the complex. And that's the Geert Timmerbocht. For those that are interested, and Geert Timmer was Mr. TT, one of the driving forces behind the creation of the
Quite a lot of
circuit.
aero damage. You might need to come in and get it fixed.
Bit of contact on the start as the guys are lining up there. Right, so let's see the guys slowly take their positions.
5 minutes.
I need it yellow. I need
Okay,
it.
Ryan, are you ready? Watch for the lights. Green, green. That's 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes.
At the Cathedral of Speed, Assen circuit.
One of the best motorbikes racetracks in the world, in my opinion.
Yes, I think many will share that with you. And the first corner they get to is Haarbocht.
Still there.
And it's a whole section of right-handers. The second corner is Madijk, then Ossenbrücken. It's a continuous sweep before they go Heppen left into Struben. So this is still right-hand, and here comes the Heppen left now, which is Struben. And then it's a nice long straight Vierenslang all the way down to this.
Clear right.
It's going to put the gravel ready.
Start's okay. We're still in this.
They have been catching a few people out.
It is. Struggling.
All right.
We'll look at Rian van der Westhuizen. While we're looking at Rian van der Westhuizen, I'm going to transition into his view so we can see his point of view. This is Donington.
I still have all the vehicles in my view, which is the one that you're sharing.
So the view that we have from Rian van der Westhuizen is his VR headset view. So we can see exactly where he's looking at any point in time. If he's looking at the floor and drives into someone, we know it is his fault.
Yeah. If he reaches for something out of his line of sight, we're not able to concentrate on the road.
So let's jump to external camera. Alright, so let's get back to the racing. Jean-Louis Toy currently in right, from Brandon Robert, we did see, of course, Timo Smith having a bit of an incident. We might see him coming back to the field. He's currently in 17th place after the
Still
incident.
there. Clear right, left
Contact
side.
there.
I think it's the Jack Daniels car.
Hold your line. Right
Jack
side.
was quite lucky,
Clear
but
right.
not straight.
You're in
Yes.
the middle. 3 wide. Clear right. You're in the middle. Clear right. Car left. You're in the
Talking
middle.
about the circuit,
Clear right. Clear all
this
around.
certainly is one of the
Sorry, dude. Yeah.
probably a bit narrow. I would think for cars, but looks like there's enough distance and width, and the guys use it quite well. But the circuit is immensely fast, and it allows for continuous speed, specifically after you get out of the bottom, the section furthest away from turn 1, which is Mandeveen, and then you have a right, right-handers until you get the left-hander, which is Ramshoek, and then the complex before the stop. So, 2 sections of the track that are actually fast. Once you get out of the hairpin, up turn 23, 4, I think, then it's virtually flat out all the way to Riskenhoek. And also once you get out of Mandeveen, you're accelerating all the way until you get to Viertimmerkop, which is the chicane just before the start finish. So 2 sections of track that you can really get flat out on the throttle.
So nice bit of close racing here, just behind Ronnie Stunder. We have a couple of guys, Julian, Sean. So let's perhaps have a look at Sean Johnson's onboard looking forward at Julian.
On your left.
It's a great shot.
Still there.
And you can hear the revs, although it's a corner, you just keep it flat out through the throttle. Yeah, you might lift it, the vacuum steps out, so you have to lift out there, and that makes it worse.
That's the elbow.
Yeah, you switched over just at the right time, actually. So, yeah, that's the chicane I spoke about, and then into the straight, and into the Harbach corner, and the Harbach corner is named after the forest that used to exist behind turn 1, and that's how it got its name. The forest was, just to give you my notes right,
Clear
it
left.
was known as the
Oh,
forest
die
which
moves
started just
it's allemaal
behind the
okay.
corner, used to be the heart, which gave the strip of forest and the corner its name.
Hold your line. Clear
Ek
left.
het jou moves so laag gehad, ek het nie nou geweet wie ek
Just
gaan
racing
slaan
onto
of
the
nie.
Gunston car there,
Yeah, so far,
right
fine,
up into the bumper.
Rian Pial. You okay?
One thing about Assen, no elevation change. I think if we were to go for a run on the street and have a look at these fancy new watches, then on camera, you'd probably see 0 elevation. It's fairly flat. Certainly, you're on the edge of your in quite a few corners if you take it all the way to the
Last battle here between Adib and Sean as well.
In front is now 6.
Looks like the battles are kind of
15 minutes
splitting
remaining, 15 minutes to
into
go.
the packs at the moment. So we have Adib and Donnie behind. We have Stan Bezadelet and Yonder Dipnard, I think, is one of the drivers who maybe was connected with Timo Smith.
Braking for the build.
Timo Smith, of course, has retired as well as Peter Murray.
It's quite early in the circuit. We just as much been just on the button at 8 o'clock, so you're still doing 20 minutes of races or finishing on the lap that will finish on the 20th minute. So, an interesting thing, interesting about the circuit complex they just came out of.
Ja man. Dis mos nou
There's 2
onnodig.
cars that lose it in front of the grandstand. Quite sure who that was.
Look like Yonder Dipnard and Donnie Stunder coming together there.
Stan Bassano just in front of them, steering clear of, and now he has, well, a long distance to the car that he's chasing, and nobody to really defend from, because there's clear track a long way behind him. But then there's quite a nice battle. There's 5 cars that are within reach of each other behind Stan.
Dit was
Right,
definitief
the cars
die
we're looking at the moment is Julian Grice right behind Van Hildebrand. So we can have a look at that shortly. We'll try and get that up and running for us so
Oh,
we can
ek kry nie gedraai nie. Dis fout.
get a view of that.
while you're looking for that, just an interesting thing about Viertimmerloch, which is the chicane before they go into the front straight. If you really get it wrong at speed, then and you go through the gravel trap, I think the gravel trap extends until under the grandstand, so you disappear virtually out of view from the spectators sitting on the grandstand.
At the moment on the stream we are watching Julian's point of view, so we can see Julian, we can see his footwork, we can see his hands on the wheel, of course, himself, and he's driving in VR. Unfortunately, his actual VR view is not being shared. It was putting too much strain on the PC at the moment, so he's had to drop that.
Distance. Fuel levels are fine.
Putting his hands up there. Not sure why.
Yeah. VR, I think, consumes quite a bit of resources on the machine. So,
absolutely fantastic being able to see the drivers live, their reactions like there. It was a perfect one. He puts his hands up, I guess out of frustration that he couldn't make a move.
it's interesting to see as well how they use the right foot or the left foot, right foot brake and heel toe maneuver when they want to keep on the throttle and get onto the brake as well. So guys,
On your right.
get good feel of the pedals.
Still there.
This one specifically in socks.
Stay
So,
right.
the racing
Right side.
in VR.
Hold your line.
Trackside view right now. There's James Ed, and also the DNF as well as George Hall now. So I think the driver's going to do this. I guess the driver's also slightly rusty, having a month break.
And I don't think this is a difficult circuit to learn. I think your level of skill has got to be quite high because it's going to bite you if you not do the right thing at the right time.
One of the drivers that we saw off earlier was Jean-Pierre Dupinot. He's slowly working his way back through the field, so I think he's coming through the back.
Just be
result.
picture now.
Front into the build.
He's got, I think, open track ahead of him. So that's him going through the corner there now. So these are those sequence of right-handers that I think are the far end of the circuit.
There's quite a large gap top of the next guy of 11 seconds, so I'm not sure if he will be able to catch. His lap times are about a second a lap faster, and we don't have enough laps. Only 10 minutes left, so he's not going to catch, I don't think.
What are they doing lap times here, Dennis?
In qualifying, I think our fastest lap time was of 1:44. At the moment in the race, our fastest lap time is of 45.4 by Jean-Pierre Dupinot. You see a nice pass here with Sean and Adib.
Nice to see them leaving space. If the guy's going to get past you, get back to the rebound, they threw that hairpin. So it looks as though they got the better of their hairpin, and here it's flat out all the way. I've spoken to the commentators in the Netherlands. They don't even mention Vierenslang. The first point that they actually break again is the right. Yeah, they threw the right-left combination. So that'll be Ruskenhoek. And then second ball, I think. And then it's a pity they break away from them, because then they start all those right-handers. Mandefijn, near Hoogheide, all these lovely Dutch names to listen to. And
that was me breaking away, sorry, I was just trying to get an outside view so that we could see the drivers up front. Because it looked like a Diva break himself slightly, and the gap was going to extend, but now it seems to be neutralized and he's catching again. So let's go back to him on board with the Deeb.
yeah, very nice picture that. And you can see here the slipstream, I'm sure will be in effect or have an effect as well. And there they go through the slight left. And then this is where we last time saw the
smoke coming with the right tire.
Yeah, I think the Infinity with the rear wheel at the back end steps out a bit. So a bit of a handful there. With the front wheel drive, you tend to throttle out of it, well, step on the throttle and pull the car straight. So here they'll get back into Harboch, the right-hander again. You can see right, and then a whole long right-hand corner, which is Ossenbroeken, and then the hairpin, which is Struben. This is Ossenbroeken, the right-hander. And it's on and on and on, it just doesn't seem to stop, and you think it's finished, but it still goes on. And then you think, oh, it's done now, and then you have a left-hand hairpin to contend with. So, complete change of they do it right, get it right on the apex, drift out wide, and then flat out all the way through Silverstone. It'll be a slight break to the right, and then they'll probably come off the throttle for Riskenhoek, which is about a 60-degree left.
That's the corner where they almost undid it. Brake slightly too late, then it runs slightly wide the previous lap.
They're using the chicane, but I was confused now in the picture that I've got. Actually slow them down before Riskenhoek. So they're actually using that little chicane that's been added in on the picture that I have, which now makes a lot of sense. So they slowed it down for Riskenhoek. I think maybe that corner was a bit too fast for some categories of racing, and hence they put that slight chicane in. This track, of course, has multiple options that you can. They also have a few service roads. I'm not sure that they use them in racing. This specific for Riskenhoek, it's interesting that they've added it for the British Touring Car Championship. Nice battle that's going on here.
Yeah, and another battle slightly ahead of them with, I believe it's Flynn and United Choice. That battle. So I'm holding Flynn because Flynn hasn't driven with us in a few races, so good turn Flynn back again.
Right in the BP colours, I think it is.
Yes, that's right.
Looks great. So
one better view of it from the outside. It's a really nice looking car that.
Now, once you get used to the colours, then and you do more and more races in commentary, then you recognise the colours, and it's nice to see a skin like that, which is really recognisable from all sides. And a nice battle that he's involved with as well, that he's involved with. So the bumper. And now it's going to see can use the slipstream and then just jump out of the slipstream and then go on the inside. It looks as though there's a bit of middle of the road racing. She sticks onto the apex and drifts out wide.
So close between the two of them.
Yeah, but giving each other just enough room, which is nice to see. Come back another day and fight it.
Ooh, nice momentum.
Oh, got a nice exit. Really good exit out of that corner and just swept by and got a better flow. That's the thing about this track is it's not necessarily where you are now. It's where you're going to be one or two corners that you've got to sort of think ahead of. And if you get, like we saw now, if you get a good exit out, then this is one of the Boeing Brigade, 777. So it's not genre, it's Mornay de Toy. So funny that you get to recognise car numbers as well as skins. So I've seen in commentary somebody on the YouTube mention that they caught on to the name of the Boeing Brigade. Now that spot there, that the last of the chicane has you in a bit of Dutch. If you come through that corner too fast, then in my best Dutch, want als je door een slechte inhaalactie met zijn tweede bocht uitspint, sta je tot aan je Assen in het grond. And if you want that in English, because if you spin out of the corner due to a bad overtaking action, you'll be in gravel up to your axles. So, yeah. But the Dutch is certainly a nice language to listen to. You can actually, if you do a bit of German, then you actually understand a lot more than you'd think.
Here we have Rian van der Weste is in close company on Wessel at the moment, Wessel right behind him.
Now that's the one, the Jack Daniels car that was knocked straight when they had a bit of contact. So between the two of them, well, I'm not sure it's this car, but it was a lucky moment for the Jack Daniels car that he actually was actually facing completely the wrong direction, and then was punted and then had the car facing in the correct direction.
Wrong footage showing there, so I will correct that quickly and we'll go back to that battle with the VR footage from Rian. That's quite interesting. Driver on the way. Maybe going to make a pass on camera and we might catch that.
Jack Daniels' car just holding off at the moment, certainly fighting it out.
So this is of course now on board on the Jack Daniels car. So lots of understeer there. We will now see Wessel coming left.
Yeah, Wessel, not quite. Might even decide that did he leave the circuit and gain an advantage? I suppose if you've got that on in the setting cheating, then it might be. Either he's got to might get a second or so against him, but nonetheless, he's still in front, but he's fighting for every centimetre of track and locking up.
Left side.
And that is,
Still left.
oh, and the guy behind just, I think, was concentrating too much on the car ahead of him. And
Baie moeilijk.
just entry speed.
Sector 3 is yellow.
Ik een drive-through.
Yeah, it was such a nice. We were waiting for the chicane into the straight
Going into
and
Timber
then
Box.
into turn 1, but that would have been a nice place to pass. But then, of course, off he went, and now the Jack Daniels car, not the Jack Daniels car, the 777, I think it is, running in isolation.
So we now watch our leader who's talking about isolation. 737 is all on his own with a 16-second lead on Brandon Roberts. It's quite a commanding drive at the moment.
your right front
With
into
Brandon Roberts having a great
Sharrock.
race as well.
Just some Brit te krijgen voor hij later chicane is een nachtmerrie.
Okay,
Chandra certainly has got
Absoluut.
the handle on this track, and the car set up well. So,
And in second place we have Brandon who's having a solid second place for ECGT, but also in third place we have his teammate Tian Murray. He's
That's 2
currently
minutes
also,
left. 2 minutes.
yeah, right doing
Right out of track limits.
and he's got his other
Keep on
teammate
your
right behind him, Hilton Nicholson. ECGT third,
Oh,
second,
Marius,
third,
ja.
fourth, sorry.
interesting.
Ja.
Any idea CGT what that stands for?
I don't know what it stands for. I know it is a tech company, and I
great.
believe Hilton Nixon is the runner of the team, and I believe the company that sponsors it is his company, which is a tech company. I'm not too sure exactly. Maybe we can get them on for the interviews and get them to explain what they do, what they offer.
Yeah, always nice to hear for a bit of background info. Everybody seems to be settled into position now. Car number 135, that's Hilton Nicholson that we were talking about. On the brakes into the chicane. It's one that they've added in as you get to the furthest point of the circuit. And now you have a set of right-handers, quite a few of them. This sweep they don't count, so the breakaway left, and I was on the wrong part of the track in my head. So now I think they'll get to the sequence of right-handers. Yeah, here they come. I think there's 3 or 4 of them in a row. They just continue going right, and then there's a break left
Clear left.
before they actually get to the chicane, and then into the main straight again.
This way.
Our teammates at each other, certainly no quarter asked or given.
On your right.
It's
Clear
chicane
right.
and it will be into the main straight again.
That I believe is the end of the race.
Yes, 8:20 if the race leader went past. Maybe, well, but I didn't check how far the lag.
Well, they look like they're still pushing, so I believe they are still on a lap. Where the leader is maybe will determine. Once the leader crosses the line, I think that's the thing. Yeah. Our leader is in the middle sector at the moment, so perhaps we can jump to him in a moment. Let's just fade away from that.
Because guys are still definitely pedaling.
Yes. We see now to the final chicane.
It's a back marker that's in front of him then.
That's right, that's Donnie's Thunder.
Yeah, so Donnie's got a lap to go.
Alright, so that's the victory for race 1 for Jean-Louis de Toy. Congratulations there. And of course now Brandon Robert will take second. I'm going to focus then on Hilton Nixon ahead, so behind, because that's where we have the great battle at the moment between the teammates.
Here they come through the chicane.
So Hilton gets third from Tian Marais. So pinching the last place from him.
Seem to
Faraday.
Nee, man het nie baie lekker gehou nie, maar
Glad nie.
I seem to get each
Glad nie
other
dieselfde as
all
wat ons weer wat
sorted
ek
out
gepractice het nie.
once the race got
links
going.
voor het baie bieder gevat.
Great race it
My
was.
fuel is heeltemal te veel.
And into the pits they go.
Ek het nou nie gecheckt vir die fuel nie.
Andre Duppenor right behind on Wildeband coming across the line here. We're close. Drivers all now crossing the line. Unfortunately, that's it.
Yeah.
So I believe Donnie and Rian are still on track. So they will now have to finish this lap. So it's quite a long lap.
Yeah.
So
These guys-
Donnie's fastest lap was a 1:50.252.
Okay.
That was fun,
I was
guys.
just thinking in the wet at Suzuka this morning they were in the 150 somethings, but I've got no idea of the track length. At Suzuka, I do know that
812.
this track,
That's the
however,
only
is
race.
just over 4.5 kilometers long at Assen.
Yes. Rian has not crossed the line. We're now just wait for Donnie to cross the line. And here he comes. And then we will jump to an ad break and then shuffle the grid. And
Ja,
get
ons moet uitgaan, jy is
race
heeltemal
ready.
reg, Rian.
Right.
So we will be
A
back
short
shortly.
plug of water and a bite to eat, and we'll be back soon.
Okay, so heeltemal uit die server uit, né?
Korrek.
Round 6, race 2, coming to you live
Of toch gewoon nou, dit is gewoon Paul met de
Circuit
chat
TT in
erin,
Assen.
als je kan.
And
Some
we're
of you
coming
have
Dennis
channels
Mitchell,
in. Hello,
joined
Sid.
once again by Sean Woodgate.
Thank you, Dennis. And what a nice circuit it is.
Starting order for race 2. So I'll start that again because I am not doing things correctly on my side. Let's try that again. Starting order for race 2. In pole position we have Marius van Dijk. In second place Adib Chameleon. In third place Donny Stander. And in fourth place Rian van der Westhuizen.
Crew chiefs ook zomaar doorwitsen.
In fifth place we have Vessel, in sixth place Monet Dutoy,
Yeah.
in seventh place Sean Johnson, and in eighth place Jandre Duppenau. In ninth place Andre Hildebrand, in 10th place Julian Rice, in 11th place Flynn Vode, and in 12th place Tim Gray. 13th place Hilton Nixon, in 14th place Brandon Roberts, in 15th place Jandre Dutoy, in 16th place Peter Murray.
En let's try op die safety car te ry.
And taking up the rear we have George
Dus hy ligte is
Shaw.
klaar uit hoor. Ja, wel ek
Big
sal nog
entry,
ry.
so
Geef wel die enige
everybody
kar.
can make
Hier,
it
flip
through
ek
the
op.
rolling start.
Yeah.
At least turns 1 to I think it is. Quite tricky,
Yeah.
especially when you're at speed.
Ja,
Yes, hopefully we have
Oh,
a good
nice.
start. Unfortunately, two of the
Loop
drivers
hy
haven't
mooi.
made it back for race 2. I guess for technical difficulties perhaps.
ja, nice.
Oh, nice to see an overhead view of the circuit as well.
Yes.
It's actually wider than what I thought it was.
That's, I think
Ja,
it's one
hulle
of the nicest
gaan, hulle
tracks.
gaan druk hoor.
The sort of flowing nature which makes the new race.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see what Marius can
Ons
do
kyk
with
maar
a
wat gebeur.
P1 start.
Ek gaan so skoon as
Ja, no
moontlik
pressure.
ry, so bykom. Kom verby, that's fine.
In the interviews we've had with some of the winners
Sarah
of
te ry hoor.
the second race,
Lakskot
it's
al.
been a question of stay out of trouble, avoid the carnage, and if you've got to get
Ek raak aan die slaap
to the
agter die
carnage,
stuur.
then go for it. But certainly keep your nose out of trouble in the first few corners. And this circuit, certainly we were talking in the break, allows for that. The guys will have to be very, very careful in turns 1, 2, and then that long sweeping turn 3 and the hairpin.
Yes, ek
And then there's a long straight that they can actually sort themselves out.
Maar voor die stryd die safety car gaan nou of nie peel off. Dan gaan jy sien, dan gaan hy sy dinge sin.
Ja, kyk so nou.
Timmerbocht, the chicane, and they're away.
Standing start of rolling start.
Houding. There you go.
Alright, and we're away.
No tyre change at the next
Run
Jy
by
moet 'n
Adib.
goeie run gekry. Well done.
I first thought that the car P1 had a good start, but then Adib almost making contact with Adib, and a demon run on him to the starting line, because you can accelerate gradually as long as you're behind the P1 car when it crosses the start
Ja, hou
line.
dit daar.
And I think he just had a better
Morna is
start.
nou net verby my.
Jack
On
Taylor.
your right.
So in there, it's using
Kom ons stoot vir Abib.
Hold your line.
and
Turn right.
Wat?
was that Tion?
Good start.
One other.
Adib ja.
Jack Taylor's.
Sit op die voor jou.
I believe that was Rian van der
So
Westhuizen
long.
and Marius and Blake coming together.
Yeah. So that means that Adib is probably off into the distance at this stage. I'm quite surprised that the gaps are, well, first and second are away from the rest quite a bit, but then again the quick guys still have
Vir Jandre
time to catch up. As we said, start from the first bit, and then you can always do it thereafter. Tiana's battling to keep that big purple car of his on the track. Seems to be going off quite a bit.
fastest first sector by Robert Dippener with 40.161. Fastest second sector by Rian with 36.256.
Kyk of jy op sy gat kan bly môre.
Ek gaan probeer.
Incremental gains is
Track limits
coming
nou
up
verander.
in 20 minutes.
Ek sien geen track limits
That
nie.
car going off, so I'm not sure whether he's getting the grip out of it that he's expecting, or whether the setup's wrong, it's the chicane wrong at Timmerbocht.
P2,
Now they seem to be in a nice long row of cars. He certainly had a demon start, and he's holding onto it for now.
Fastest lap the rest of the 148.191.
Clear right.
That is Boeing Brigade number 737, racing for PZN.
Hou jy net jou posisie daarvoor, ja.
Runs the
Ja,
Toyota.
sorry.
A lot of the guys, they put that many Infinities. I seem to be chatting with the Infinity.
Car right.
Right down that straight. They go,
Clear right.
sorting each other out.
Hold your line. Clear right.
Aerial view of the
Kyk, jy
line.
is vergeet om die track limits te stel.
Yes, certainly is a nice
There's no
circuit.
track limits.
He's having second, third fighting with each other, which allows him actually to get away. Those two PZN cars, the colours are similar, but I'm not sure that they are. And then the Jack Daniels car is there as well, still in amongst the fray. So they are holding each other up. There's quite a bit of a lead already.
Clear right.
Past the first of them passes. Change of order for second position. It's going to be from second to third and down to fourth pretty soon as the faster cars catch up.
Ons sien jy ons gaan dit nou uitbuit.
Oh, it's a very, very ambitious climb. Yeah. It's going to do the
Ek is ook al van die baan af, so anders is
stop
af van die
and
baan af.
turn.
Daar
And
by
that
jou
makes
laas is
things more difficult, which is a bit of pressure off the Jack Daniels car as he holds on to third position. Then
The VR view from the rear there is a bit stuttery, so it would have been nice to see that from his point of view, but it's just not running very smoothly.
okay.
So at the moment, the Jeep Camille currently in first place. He's got Yandre Dippener chasing him down. So Yandre on the move.
Yandre Dippener car number 9, another one of the PZN panel beater Toyotas. So he's chasing hard. They seem to be making inroads onto that car now. Certainly a lot closer is the number 9 Yandre than what it was a while ago. But
see it right front locking into
he will have, he'll be able to go home and say, I led a few laps at Assen.
The gap behind has now decreased to 0.6.
Jump to
Ek weet nie van môre af hier oor ja.
Looking your right front going into second run.
See what exactly he's doing.
He's certainly catching Deep.
Okay, Ryan.
Yes, he's right there with him at the
That's
moment.
15 minutes.
Nee, ek weet my ou.
Deep racing for what he's worth. The distance the car's behind. If you catch a Deep and pass him, then Deep still has a good chance of maybe getting a podium if he holds on to his racing line and his car and keeps everything nice and smooth.
Yes, well, at the moment, if he can make his car wide enough, he might be able to even pull up a win. It's maybe a tall order where Yandre has caught him up at quite a rate, but if he can make the car wide enough, catching is one thing,
Yandre
passing is another.
Yeah, Yandre's telling him the dummy on the outside, but all racing line stuff at this stage.
Nou die film in Sassel kleur of wat?
Of the circuit. Well, I say it's difficult, but it's the path that leads up to that long straight. So you have a long, continuous right-hand sweep that they're sitting now, Ossenbroeken, and then it'll be the left-hand hairpin as they get to now. Nice place to try and do a pass, and now is actually position on the track that's going to matter. Now we'll have to give the place back, and there's a change for the lead right. I'm going to car number 9, and he's fought it very well as Yandre Dippener. He's behind and Adib made the mistake. I'm not sure whether he's in the line excessively, but certainly with two of your tires on the gravel, on the grass, in this case, you're not going to have the grip, and it was down the straight for acceleration. And number 9 car, Jan Dippenaar, just got past it quite easily when they
Ja, ook zo op elkaar af.
I think it was Stickenville. And they go through those sequence of right-handers again. Fast portion of the track,
Dus
another
weer de
right-hander.
BTCC reeks rijden.
The first left they get, I think,
Dat
is
is
from
altijd, Jan.
that's also a fast sweep, and that takes them up to the chicane. Here's the portion that I say if you go through, there she goes again, the grandstand coming up
Hoor hierdie kar
pretty
weer.
soon. And they've got past it already. Nice to see the view out from a driver's perspective. Car number 119 really running well. I did
Come on,
and
man.
the Infinity. So he shows that the Infinity can be a car that can be reckoned with. Team High Evolution and holding on to that second place for the Scholars. Everybody else bunching up. And I think in doing so, everybody else that's coming up, quicker cars from behind that have to pass legitimately. Not using the word in an accusing way at all. The guys don't, what I mean is the guys don't get a blue flag, in other words, that you are now out of position and have to let me pass. They've got to actually pass this car ahead of them on track. And that slows things down, and before you notice, you've got the thing there. That's how much this race has already run. 5 minutes or so.
No, it's 11 minutes 45 minutes.
Okay, so
It's now
certainly is a lot quicker than what one thinks. And as we said, start as a back marker finisher of race 1, and you can in race 2, you can actually make a name for yourself in the second race.
behind us now.
Here's a case in point: 5 cars fighting for the same piece of track, and I think it's the BB coloured car in front of them all, and holding the quicker cars. I think those teammates that finished was
Sorry, Sean, man.
in the blue colours, the white and blue cars. They're trying to pass and being held back, which means the guys that are up in front are actually getting to extend their lead. This Timmer's corner, get past them into the straight, all the way down to turn 1, the hard bocht. Now here's the
Yeah, at the moment on the stream we're using the dual view, so we're looking back from Flynn's car at this battle behind them, fighting it out. Actually, quite amazing.
just enough space. For another corner before you make the move. I think that's how that had just been passed actually. So you fight back and do it over again. And then Robert, number 412 car is the one in the front. That's a blue and white car. And there you can see his name, and he's being chased hard by 737 John Ray Latoy from the Boeing Brigade.
I wouldn't want to be an ant on the back of that bumper.
No, you're going to be get a job in Hillbrow as a flat ant.
Inside a little bit
There's a bit of a bump, but it goes, the corner goes 2 ways and then straight out. And then of course if you're on the right hand side you've got a better line for hardball. You've got the defensive, but he can actually take the racing line. He's that far ahead of 412 Brandon Roberts, so far enough ahead of him to actually take the racing line through hardball, then Madeik, and then it'd be that long sweeping Ossenbrücken, then the end. Just when you think it relax, it's the head of left. Struben.
clear right.
Must actually follow them through the corners. Oh, now we've got those two teammates at each other again
Yes.
in the blue and white cars, as if they didn't have enough of each other in race 1. They're at it again with each other in race 2.
Hold your line, clear right.
On your right front into Ossenbrook and
Car number 29, Tian Murray, Team ECGT. And
Far left.
his teammate is that Kian
Hold your line,
Alwin.
clear left.
Kian's not
Hilton
yet
Nickerson,
out. I think the one in
that's
front of
Hilton
him is
Nickerson.
Brandon. Hilton is behind him, Brandon is in front of him.
Okay, so they've got, they're fighting it out as teammates. And of course, the first guy you want to beat on the track is your teammate. Don't want him to be bigger than you. There you can just see on the number plate that you can see from behind. A nice view. This is Brandon ahead of car number 29, Tian Murray. Brandon fighting it out for all that he's worth to stray ahead of him. Team ECGT teammates, car number 412, the one in front, and car number 21, the other tyre squeal, Tian Murray, behind him. Hard on the brakes through the chicane. Just hit them on the first the start finish line. Or is he going to be up on the outside? That might just be a nudge. No, they give each other the space. But remember, it's a right-hander coming up, so you're on the wrong side of the corner. Your teammate's going to be up on your inside and probably past you. Let's see. No, he's made the pot. Well done there to Tian Murray.
We have a lot of action happening at the front as well.
Yes. Actually, you've probably got the lap scoring monitor as to that. Car number 92 also still going very well as Flynn Faraday.
Right, so we're looking back from Flynn at the moment at Jean de Toy at the moment, who's right there, and Adib's just been passed by Jean. So all action happening here. This is of course the battle for second place. So Flynn under massive pressure at the moment.
on your bump for Strubben.
Corner as well. More than what he wanted there off the track, or the use of the track. I think it's because of running wide as well. You're making the road longer for yourself. And if the other guy that actually holds it on the black stuff takes a shorter line, then he's a lot closer to you than what you would like.
Sometimes it can pay off though, because the longer line might mean you're carrying more speed. So you take a
you
longer
get the
road, but
slingshot.
you get there quicker.
Yeah.
And yes, the slingshot then. So it all depends. Sometimes you can make a... These drivers are being very clever in this championship. They have a 9-point penalty system that if he gets removed, there he goes past.
And he's on the inside, he's got the block, well, a block pass if you're racing the motorbike. But he might have done with the block. Well, he's on the racing line, so I don't think the number 92 car, Phil Faraday, can get back at him and drifts wide and then comes. You were explaining the 9-point system?
Yes, as we had some of the drivers explain to us, we see Flynn running wide there. They have 9 points available for the race. If they start to get through the race and they realize they've got points in hand, they'll start to take advantage of that and go off track. Cut the track slightly, gain an advantage and speed out of the corner so they can catch the guy here, because they know they have excess points that they can waste and use. It's like a tool. Some drivers in Formula 1 have DRS, these drivers have 9-point system.
Yeah, and if you can make it work for you within the rules and within the system as it's designed, then why not? Oh, that's not the way you want to do it though.
That's not going to work.
No. If you were sorrow, you'd probably make that work, but not if you run in the British Touring Car Championship.
So at the moment we have Jean now being chased down by his teammate, Jean.
Yes. The PZM panel meters, they at each other. And is that for first and second?
That is for first place. So we have first and second at the moment, PZM.
So PZM going really, really hard. Having got past the deep, probably doing, thinking, what have I done wrong? That all these cars Troy in second.
I have our picture-in-picture mode, one looking back, one looking forward. Apparently, according to YouTube, the guys are able to hear the Discord guys chatting as well, so everyone's available for chat there, so sorry about that.
One that I said that confused me. It's the left-hander after all those right-handers. It's called the Ramshoek. So it's the first
Goes
right.
move up the inside.
He's taken as you overcooked it. Now it's going to be very interesting because the track turns away. So I think he's taken.
Only a minute to go, sorry to butt in, just a minute to go here. This is time running out. Great battle between the teammates here for the win. Sorry, where did they start? Where? Yandere, I think, was in the middle of the pack, and Yandere, I think, was he first or second? So he's right at the back. He was first in race 1, so he wasn't last because there was, I think, 2 drivers at DNFs that started behind him. So he started third last. Yes. 7 seconds to go. So this is the final lap.
As well. Well, there's using
my side there, nicely done. He gets the inside there.
Just tuck it in on the inside and keep that racing line more on the brakes.
Looks like he's going to have slightly better drive. No, it's neutralised.
Again, as you said, now they go down that straight part at the back.
This is what I love about this track. From here on, it builds. It just builds corner after corner after corner. And then you get a slight chicane, which unfortunately this version of the track here doesn't always didn't. It'll build right up to probably a movable final chicane.
There's the lefty, and then it's a 90-degree right to Steckenwald,
On your left.
which is the corner you see now. And then it goes this, they don't even mark as a corner. You go on, and then it's a 90-degree left, which is the bolt. That's also a corner that you can position as he has done, but certainly it's taken back by car number 99.
I think he was caught out slightly there.
Stick at the chicane. Oh, what a brave move.
2 litres
Well done.
remaining.
Oh, giving space and losing
It's not
momentum.
over yet. Oh, it changes and it
Fantastic.
changes back again.
What a
Oh,
great
what-
finish.
Yeah,
That was amazing.
that chicane is tricky. I've noticed that's, I think, the second or third time we've seen a pass attempted there. And sorry, you can take it as you've probably got them as they're going across the line.
Yeah, we've quite a few of them. All the
Yeah, the Team ECGT guys are probably in the top 5 or 8. They seem to be well placed. Here comes the Team Gunston car of, is it Andre Hildebrand? Going strongly still. He must be in the back.
Looks like Julian has run out of fuel.
Yeah.
Comes across the line there.
What do the rules say if you don't make it back to Park Ferme?
You don't have to, as long as you cross the line, you're all good to go.
Okay.
You don't need fuel samples in
the
sim racing,
race.
thankfully.
Yeah,
It's
I was just
blazed
thinking
away.
they might put something like you at least have to get back to Park Ferme.
Manne, ek is bly
Class
so by.
five finisher, but nonetheless.
Ja, nee.
O, julle is
You
nou
remember
klaar.
Toyota's first almost won at Le Mans a few years ago, and things went
Good race,
to limit
guys.
mode after crossing the
Good
finish
race.
line, and eventually didn't make it.
Awesome.
I think they were classified something. They got back, but not really any noteworthy time.
Alright, as we now see our final two drivers come across the line. Peter Murray's lost
Yeah,
his rear wing.
was
And
not
then Rian
easy.
van der Westhuizen.
Okay, that's the end. Let's
So
get
we're
out
going
of here.
to jump
Pak
in
eens
as
wat
well.
van clip
I
is
will
as
then
die
go
first
and try
one,
to
like
get some of the
myself.
drivers, and
Hallo,
hopefully
hallo.
we'll have
Hallo,
enough
hallo.
audio to hear everyone, because
Hallo,
we'll be
Janne,
hearing
man.
too much. Be back shortly.
Ja. Baie geluk. Ag, dankie, dit was net een reis.
Hopefully my sound is all working now. So welcome back, everyone. Of course, that is the end of round 6 of our 8-round championship for the 2022 Alwin British Touring Car Championship. So that was live from Circuit TT in Assen in Holland. So of course we have our top 4, 3 of our top 4 drivers with us tonight. Unfortunately, the driver who finished 3rd overall perhaps didn't realize it, but that was Flynn Faraday. So Flynn, if you're watching, you were 3rd overall, so congratulations. So instead of having you, we will have Tian Murray in 4th place overall. He'll be our 3rd person being interviewed. Overall victor for the day, of course, was Jandre Duppenaar. So congratulations, Jandre Duppenaar. And second was Jandre de Toy. Jandre, perhaps let's start with you. It was a... Has he gone off again? Okay. Is he in the other room? Okay, he keeps having ins and outs. Okay, Jandre, welcome back. So you got 1st place overall for the round. You managed to actually beat Jandre for the round, which is quite impressive. According to what I'm seeing here, it is showing that... Okay, yes, all right. So that was showing incorrectly. So then I've actually got this totally wrong, and it should be Brandon in 3rd. So I'm not sure why, but I had that totally incorrect. Let's see, is Brandon still around? Perhaps we can drag Brandon in. All right, I'm going to... Okay, I've dragged him in. I'm going to kick Tian out. So we have the correct drivers now. Sorry about that, guys. The joys of doing things live and on the fly. So we have Jandre de Toy taking 1st place overall. So perhaps, Jandre, we can start with you then. I'm going to then just quickly correct everything while you're talking. Perhaps you can give us just a rundown of your event. You said you've not been so keen on this event due to the track cuts, but it looked like it made for fantastic racing. So perhaps just give us your point of view of the races. And, you had a fantastic battle at the end there with your teammate. That must have been quite exciting. Were there any team orders? It was fantastic to watch, and we watched it from both points of view. So we had the dual screen going, one looking forward, one looking back. So that was really good to watch. So congratulations on your victory. And perhaps if Sean, if you would like to ask any questions while I'm just correcting things here. I'm going to just pause you guys. It looks like we don't have any audio at the moment. So let me just quickly, we're having all sorts of weird audio issues. So let's just add the audio. So apologies for that. Hopefully everyone can now hear you guys. So we're going to have to start from the start again. So sorry about that. Perhaps, Sean, you could start the interview over again.
Right. We've got with us Jandre de Toy, Jandre Duppenaar, and Brandon Robert. They not necessarily 1st, 2nd, or I think is that the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd that they finished for the day.
Yes.
Your opinion, there was a bit of, I wouldn't say that the people didn't like the circuit, but as far as tyre wear is concerned, a difficult track to actually get through. under race conditions? Let's start with you, Jean-Ray.
The track is quite long as well, so your tires don't last at all. Before the event today, I practiced 20 minutes on to see if I do traction control or not, just to see how long my tires last, and it didn't really make too much of a difference, but the tires were completely destroyed after 20 minutes, so you really had to adapt quickly to keep up with the pace.
And Jandre, how did you find you also suffered with tire wear?
Yeah, I struggled with tires. I tried everything, traction control, low, high, medium. If you take it to medium, you just don't get out of the corners. The second race I did most of it on medium to try and save the tires. And when Jandre caught up to me, I went to low again, but it was just not working. So I went back to medium and just holding off, luckily.
Brandon, for you, in amongst the PZN panel beaters guys, you also battle with tire wear because predominantly a right-hand circuit, so the left-hand tire is also getting a hiding with your car?
Yeah, definitely. With me, I was struggling with the left-hand tire the most because, especially when you practice between the different tire types, the soft tires, especially after like 2 laps, it drops like 70%. So medium was the only way to go because the hards were a bit too soft. They're not too soft, but too slow. So with the medium tires, especially end of the race, I was suffering with the tires. They were getting extremely hot, so it's like jelly on the track. You're struggling to keep traction all around. So it's a matter of just finding the perfect balance of the speed that you can get around. So it was a difficult race, especially fighting these PZN guys and my own teammates, but it was awesome under length.
Yeah, and luckily they're also out there, Brandon with Team ECGT, and is it Hilton that you were racing with today that was giving you uphill in the same team?
It was actually Tian that was giving me the uphill in race 2 and Hilton near the end of the race. I had Tian in front of me and Hilton behind me, and come last lap, Hilton was putting the pressure and I'm putting the pressure on Tian. We're just lucky that they didn't end up in a giant accident.
Yeah, well, it's good for your sponsor to see the colours all together, as it is for the PZN panel beaters guys. It's nice to have the cars together. But certainly, I think the guys are getting the hang of the rolling start. That seemed to be, I think the track lends itself with that. You've got to go slow through the first section, and then you got the left-hand hairpin, and only then you speed up. And by then, I think everything sort of settled into a nice straight line. And you guys starting from the back of the grid, or almost from the back of the grid, did you find that traffic was difficult to get through? Let's go with you, Jean-Ray.
I struggled quite a bit. I was stuck behind, I can't remember who it was now, but for I think it was Andre Hildebrand. I was stuck behind him for quite a while. So that, I think it took me 2 laps to get past him, and then
That's the Dunstan car.
Yeah, and then to catch Andre, then I just had too little time to make him make a mistake to overtake him.
Well, I think you actually led for one corner. It's half of the chicane. You were actually in the lead at the end of the race. But then the chicane just got the better of you, and Jandre came past you again for the flag.
Yeah.
But, for us, from a commentary perspective, it's a great track to actually commentate on. Do you guys find it being flat? Would you prefer a circuit that has a bit of elevation changes? Let's go with you, Brandon.
Elevation changes, that would have been quite a bit of a trickier part. Might have been a bit more exciting, especially there was a couple of downhills. Hopefully not with too many corners, because we really struggled with the tires getting eaten on the flat surface. I think it would have been nicer if there might be a little bit of elevation. Would have made it a little bit more trickier, a bit like Knockhill to a sense, without that hectic chicane.
Yes. Yeah. No, Dennis, if you're back, I think pretty much all that I wanted to ask. And thanks, guys, for a nice race. It was entertaining stuff, and certainly nice to commentate on. And we can only say, or we can only add words to what we see on track. And mostly, everybody kept it nice and clean. I actually thought that the pass at the chicane for the checkered flag was going to stick. But, you guys gave each other enough room, and then it was Jandre that came through for the checkered flag ahead of Jandre, and the teammates actually not blocking each other that badly. And a good third overall for Brandon for the day.
It was a fantastic result, and of course, overall in the championship, Jandre, you're now leading with 176 points from Basil on 123 points and Andre Besson on 121 points. And then Jandre Dupinot on 97 points. So I'm not sure where Andre Besson was, but he's looking solid for, which will probably become a net second place because Basil has pulled out of the championship. So it looks like Andre will take over in second shortly with Jandre closing in on him. So maybe Jandre, you can still fight for second. The gap between Jandre and yourself is quite large, so you're going to need some really good races and Jandre to have a few bad ones. But yeah, that's the championship at the moment. And Andre Hildebrandt in 5th place, and Brandon, you're now in 6th place in the championship.
That's great to hear.
So you've caught up quite nicely there. So yeah. Championship's looking good. The next round is going to be Croft, so that's going to go from being a fast flowing track to a very sort of tight, very, very twisty track. It's going to be totally different, and I think it's going to favor possibly the Infinity more because it's so tight. I think the rear wheel drive might have a bit of an advantage there. So we'll have to see. The server will be up for that shortly, so the guys I'm sure will jump on and start practicing. But that should be a totally different twist on the championship, going from a fast track to a tight and twisty track. But this has been a track that's taken about a month or just over a month to get here because of all the problems we've had with power. So it's finally come to an end. It's been a fantastic race, so congratulations to all of you. Thanks again for sticking out here for a month of no power to coming back and having such a great race. And we will catch you guys then. I'm going to say goodbye to you. I'll still talk to Sean, but we'll catch you guys, 3 of you guys, at the next round then.
Thank you.
Guys. Cheers.
Definitely, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Cheers.
All right, and then Sean, closing thoughts on the race and the championship.
Well, it's nice to see that the championship is still alive, and a guy like Brandon seemed to be very chuffed with his third overall and the number of positions that he'd caught up. And how many legs are there still, or how many tracks are there still to race?
2 to go. So the next will be Croft, and then after that, Brands Hatch.
Okay, so the championship, I think for first and second, is possibly still to be decided and everything to race for. And as you say, maybe this time or the next circuit will give the Infinities a better chance. And then the guys that are actually, because all of the guys that were in the interview now, all of them race Toyotas. So it seems to have a better handling and better top speed for a circuit like this. Although, as we said, the circuit being clockwise has predominantly right-hand corners and a few lefties, and the other circuits being slower, the tyres will probably last better, or they might go for a softer compound and take that to the limit as well.
Although we did have an Infinity in the mix, he just got caught up in an incident. That was Timo Smit. He did qualify third, and he was pretty close there. So I think race pace, the Infinity tends to come strong in the race with its tyre wear. So he might have been a factor if it hadn't been for an incident.
That's right. Yeah, certainly a nice circuit to commentate when you have good racing like this. But as the guys, you can hear from them, they're glad it's over. So I think they, without saying it out loud, it's not their favorite circuit to come racing on. But it shows you've got to have a balance. First of all, your car's got to be well balanced. You've got to have the right compound of tyre on. And you've got to decide how hard you're going to push at what stage of the race. Because it doesn't help finishing the race with 30 or 40% of the tyre remaining. Then you've actually wasted that grip and you could have used it in the race.
Yeah.
So the guys were finishing the race with like 10% tyre wear. And I think there was one statement made that had there been another lap, he had enough to actually pass. I think that was Jandre. He said if there'd been another lap, he had enough tyre wear because Jandre's tyres were shot. So one more lap could have made all the difference. Who knows?
Yes. But could have, would have, and all of that.
Yeah, this sounds like a program. If, then, when, but.
Yeah, but it was a fantastic race. And I find it quite weird. First of all, I find the track fantastic for racing. But a lot of the races, the guys don't like a track. So look at Knockhill, for example. Before Knockhill, the guys were very tentative to go there. They didn't like it. They said, it's going to make for terrible racing. It's going to be terrible. Lots of incidents because it's so tight, because of the undulation. Yet it was one of our best rounds. And yes. I think again tonight, the guys were not looking forward to it. They were saying they wanted it to be over, but yet we had some great finishes and a last lap finish between the two drivers there. That was fantastic.
Yeah. I'm just looking at what Croft looks like now. It's like a peace sign with track going on the outside of the peace sign and track on the inside of the peace sign, like a big V.
Yes.
And then, so a nice 1, 2, 3, almost 4 sets of straights, except they add the complex in, which slows the cars down, I think, probably as they come into the start finish straight. So I'll still have to find out where that is. But it looks as though it's going to be an interesting circuit. But yeah, just as you said, probably a bit slower than this one. This is a really flowing circuit. The one at Croft also seems to be, I'm not sure what direction they run it, is just looking at the circuit. Clockwise as well, yeah. So it's also going to be pretty quick.
It's a tight track, but it's actually a fantastic track. It is one of the tracks that, from my point of view of racing, it makes for good racing. There are some parts that are really tight. In the first sector, you've got a sort of a right-left, sorry, a left-right, and then another right-left. And the right-left part, there's tires there. If you get the right part wrong and you run slightly wide, you're going to go straight into the tires on the left part. But then when you, after that, you come around there, there's a sort of a slight kink, and then there's a tight right-hander. That tight right-hander, there's a dip in the middle of the road. And when you hit that dip, the way the car moves around, it feels fantastic. The way you're fighting the car, the sliding, whether you're the front-wheel drive or the rear-wheel drives, it feels fantastic. It's a very engaging track.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So certainly looking forward to that one next week.
Indeed. So let's say good evening to everyone then, and thank you for waiting a month to join us for this round 6 of our championship. So we'll hopefully be with you next week. Hopefully we'll have power again. We'll be back next week, the 16th of October, for round 7 from Croft. So until then, have a good week, and thank you for joining. And if you enjoyed the program, remember to like and subscribe. And sorry about any audio issues that we had. We are dealing with a few things that we'll hopefully have sorted out for next week. So apologies for the Discord chat that was coming through in the stream. But hopefully next week everything will be as per normal, and we will catch you all then. So good night for me, and Sean, final good nights from yourself.
Yeah, thanks everybody. It's been my pleasure. Good night.
Okay, cheers guys.